So you've been thinking about moving to the Florida Panhandle and the beautiful Emerald Coast. Maybe you're looking to buy your dream home here on the beach. Maybe it's a second home, or maybe even a vacation rental out here. And so you want to know the ins and outs of what it's like to be here at the Emerald Coast. So today I want to talk to you about the pros and cons of living here, and specifically Gulf Breeze. So we're going to talk about Gulf Breeze and all things Gulf Breeze today on this channel. Before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Sean Killingsworth, and I'm a realtor here at the Emerald Coast, and I'm going to be showing you the ins and outs of what it's like to live in this area. We're going to show you some of our favorite neighborhoods, coastal communities, and beach properties from Perdido Key all the way out to Destin. So make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll show you what the ins and outs are of living here in this area. But let's get to it. So let me tell you just a little bit about Gulf Breeze. Gulf Breeze is this small little peninsula that runs even with Pensacola Beach, and you're sandwiched between Pensacola mainland and Pensacola Beach. And so on Pensacola mainland, you've got this 3-mile bridge that runs down to Gulf Breeze, and then you have a 1/4-mile bridge that runs down to Pensacola Beach. So you have a lot of access to a lot of really cool places down here, as I'll tell you about in just a second. In Gulf Breeze, they have about 6,500 people that live here. The average age is 49. The average home price is about $480,000, and that obviously has a lot higher price point homes and some lower here in this area. That's about $240 per square foot per home here. And the majority of the homes here are built between 1950 and 1980. So a little bit older homes. They have newer homes, and they might even have some older than that, but the majority of homes are 1950 through 80. The average income here is about $109,000, and that can even go up to about $163,000. And I want to get into more things than the obvious things. The obvious would be more like we're in Florida on the Gulf, so there are hurricanes. Maybe we have larger bugs, which we do. The summers are hot, the beaches are amazing. So we have all of those really great features here, which are pretty obvious, so I wasn't going to bring those up today, but I want to tell you some of my favorite pros and cons about this area. The first one being, so number one is the great schools that they have here. And when we moved to this area, we researched a lot about the schools. Gulf Breeze has excellent schools, very high rated. And some of the ratings here are the elementary school here is rated 10 out of 10. You have Oriole Beach, which is down the highway a little bit in Gulf Breeze, is rated 9 out of 10. You have Gulf Breeze High School that's rated an 8 out of 10. You have Woodlawn Beach that's rated a 7 out of 10. And then you have Gulf Breeze Middle School, which is rated a 7 out of 10 as well. So great schools and very close access to them. And so they've got bus routes, they have different things like that. A lot of kids do even ride their e-bikes and e-scooters over to the schools. So that makes it really great and convenient. Number two is this has a great small town feel. And I don't know about how you grew up, but how I grew up, we had plenty of space to run around and hang out throughout the day. That's similar to what it's like here, where the kids can kind of run around, go fishing from different docks, hang around the area. There's so many fun things for families to do here that make it super great. There's awesome neighborhoods, and the neighbors around here are great. There's a lot of neighborhood hangouts too, so people will plan barbecues and get-togethers and community things like that. There's also community activities that the rec center puts together that brings everybody in from the community and does a few fun things per year that are great to go to and get you meeting people around here. There's a ton of sports and events like that, and so if you're into sporting events, that's a great way to meet some people from this area, and so it has a lot of fun things for families. Number three, there's tons of things to do. Like I mentioned, the rec center. The rec center has so many fun things like frisbee golf, sand volleyball. You've got tennis courts that are super nice. New pickleball courts are coming soon. You've got the football turf field, baseball fields. You also have Shoreline Park, which is great for fishing. It's got its own boat dock and pavilions. So tons of things to do there. If you're into water sports, maybe you like riding Sea-Doos or driving a boat or things like that, there's a ton of that options right over there in the Sound, so you can put your boat in at Shoreline Park and go hang out for the day, so that is fun. We have a lot of cool local restaurants that are awesome, really good food, so it gives you a lot of varieties of what you can eat around here, and it's walkable, or maybe you drive your golf cart. There are lots of parks and things like that here where you can go. You can take the family to different parks around the area. I don't know how many parks are right here, even in Gulf Breeze proper, but you have a lot, probably like 10. So they're everywhere. So tons of places to hang out with your family. And also hiking. If you're into hiking, there's a lot of trails. If you like jogging, there's a lot of roads that you can run around the area without having to be in the way of cars. And so that makes it really fun just to explore this area and kind of run around a bit. Number 4 is the close conveniences. So there are so many close things to Gulf Breeze proper or Gulf Breeze down the highway. So many different things that you can access very quickly. And when we're talking about that, I'm thinking of my car where maybe I put 5, maybe 10,000 miles in the last year on my vehicle. A lot of people take a golf cart around very short distances to drive. As you live so convenient to so many things, you'll find it hard to be like, I got to go over the 3-mile bridge to Pensacola. That's a really long way. That's kind of what locals feel like around here. You do end up driving to very short distances to get to things that you need, whether you need a grocery store or want to eat out or take your kids to school or things like that. Everything is very close proximity. And so there's no really any big needs to travel a long distance or anything like that. So that makes it super nice. Number 5 is a slower pace of life. We like that about Florida in general, is everything is a little bit slower here as far as the hustle and bustle. Like it's a lot more hangout, a lot more free time, and let's go to the beach, let's have a barbecue, a little bit of that slower paced feel, which is a really nice thing. We came from Missouri, which was also kind of slower, but there's different areas that are all about work and all about hustling and quick. Here, it's just a little slower. You can breathe in that nice salty air off the ocean and relax just a bit. So that makes it super cool. Let's talk about some of the cons. First con is job selection. I've read this in a few different places. If you're coming here hoping to find a job, because you're on such a small peninsula, there's not a ton of job options. So very limited businesses here that maybe you could apply for or things like that. If you're coming here, already have an online job, already have a business maybe that you have, maybe you're retiring, this is perfect. If you have already an income in place, if you're coming here to find a job, it might be a little bit more challenging. You might have to drive into Pensacola to get a few more business options. And so I wanted to throw that out there so you kind of have a plan before you get here and then start the job hunt. Maybe you do the job hunt and then make your way down here. Number 2, weather in the winter. As I'm filming this right now, we actually had the biggest snow in the past 100 years. I think we had 11 inches of snow around our area, which is wild. So yes, you don't see snow a lot, but you do see colder temps a lot. About every year, there's probably 2 weeks where the weather gets down to 30 degrees. And for me, that seems really cold. For our pineapple plants, we've got to bring them inside and try to keep them warm, stuff like that. But obviously it's not as cold as some areas. It's colder than what we thought. We thought Florida was sunshine all the time. We do have a lot of sunshine. It just gets a little colder than expected. So wanted you to be aware of that. Number 3 is the traffic on the 98. It is the one road that runs all the way from Pensacola all the way out to Navarre. So one road, they have a lot of construction going on that road right now. It's 4 lanes, they're upgrading it to 6 lanes. And so right now it's a construction zone and a little bit of a mess. So if you're wanting to commute, maybe you're gonna work in Pensacola, you gotta plan for traffic going out that way. Maybe you're coming down to the beach in the summer season, that road gets very congested. And so you got to be really watching the 98. They'll probably be done with that in the next year or so and then have a little bit more speed when it comes to travel. But right now it's a bit of an inconvenience. And number 4, people around here are so friendly. We've met so many great neighbors. That is not the con. The con that I was going to bring up is in this area, there's a handful of people that are looking to take advantage of, and you have to be aware of that. And a lot of those are in the contractor space. So we found some really great contractors, so no offense to those guys. We've also found some people that really just want to get the money and want to do a very poor job. You know, with me coming from Missouri is more of a shake hands with people and know that they're going to do an excellent job on contracting. If you're coming here and need a big project done, get a recommendation maybe from a few people. Make sure you're getting somebody that's recommended before you do that. Another quick story is people also on Facebook Marketplace. It's something we would shop on from time to time in Missouri, but being down here, we found a handful of people looking to take advantage. So you just got to be a little more cautious on that Not everybody has great intentions. I wish they did. It's kind of the sad fact about our world right now. Florida, for the most part, is people are great. And number 5 is when you're coming to a new area, this is a smaller town. Like I said, 6,500 people. So you get to know your neighbors really quick. You get to know people really quick. And then they also have a history of growing up in this area, being here for a long time. And so when you come in as an outsider, you might have this feel of, are you moving in and how quickly are you going to move away? So it takes a little bit to get into that culture and some of those cliques that might already be there to begin with. And so even for kids with school, for our kids, they went to school first year or so and took a little bit of time to get to know some friends. But once they did, we're locked in. We know a lot of great people now. It just took a minute on the beginning part of that. So I wanted you to be aware of that. Well, there you have it. That's my perspective on what the pros and cons are of Gulf Breeze. Hopefully that's helpful as you're looking to make a decision on moving down this way or not. We obviously have some of the best beaches here, and you're talking just 5 or 6 minutes away to white sandy beaches with emerald waters. So that is so amazing. If you're coming to this area because you're thinking, man, the beach makes everybody happy, everyone's gonna be happier. To me, yeah, the sunshine does help, the beach does help. My dad always said, wherever you are, there you'll be. So if you aren't happy right now where you're at, the beach doesn't 100% change that, but maybe it does help a little bit. So hopefully this was helpful for you today. Well, thanks so much for hanging with me today. My name is Sean Killingsworth, and I'm a realtor here in the area. And if you are planning to make your move out here, let's book a call. Let's get together. I'd love to meet you. Me and my wife love helping people move down here to the Emerald Coast. Probably every week or so we talk to somebody new that is looking to make the trip out here. And so we'd love to talk with you. Let's book a Zoom call, and then that way we can chat and see exactly what you need and what you're wanting down here at the beach. And so let's get that on the calendar, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll show you more of the ins and outs of being at the Emerald Coast. Have a great one.